This is GoodGirlRadio.com.
What's up, good peoples? My name is Cameo King. I am here for Good Girl Radio, and we are here live at the 11th edition Walk Fashion Show in downtown Detroit at the Garden Theater. They're getting ready for the 8 o'clock show, and if you don't know anything about the Walk Fashion Show, I implore you to go check it out. They do this fashion show all over the nation, Miami, Atlanta, and obviously right here in the city of Detroit, the pinnacle, because this is where the founders, Crystal Bailey and Deshawn Franklin, got it all started. And so we're just going to take a quick look at the ambiance so you can see what's going on behind me. If you take a look, the runway is empty, but earlier today, there were a lot of people stomping on the runway, models swinging and hanging from chandeliers, but now they're getting ready for the 8 o'clock show. They're getting some goodie bags ready. Bands are getting ready. You can even see a model. Maybe she's a model. Maybe she's just testing out the runway, but she's getting ready for the 8 o'clock show. So be sure that you stick with us. It's just an intro. We're going to be talking to models. Hopefully we'll get a chance to talk to Deshawn. Hopefully we'll get a chance to talk to Crystal as well, and really have that conversation about what's the meaning behind fashion. Sometimes we think it's extremely superficial, but it's a lot more than that. It's an extension of who we are. So make sure you stay with us. GoodGirlRadio.com. Tell your friends. Grab your kids, grab your wife. Make sure they're tuned in. And also check out iSocial PR. They're doing all our social media for us. All right, this is GoodGirlRadio.com. More specifically, I'm here with one of the co-producers, Deshawn Franklin, and he's going to tell us all about what's really behind it. Because sometimes when people think of fashion, they think very superficial. But the Walk brand is a lot deeper. Tell me about that.
Yeah, it's a true movement around it. I mean, the first thing about it is that it's to support independent artists, to get that platform to a person that may not have the finances to be a mainstream or pay the mainstream prices to do some of the major shows, to give a real platform for an independent designer to showcase to masses of people that wouldn't normally know who they were. And people become aware of our city through the fact that when we go to New York Fashion Week and produce a show, they know that's the show from Detroit. And when we put on a quality product, it gives a boost to all the shows in our area. We get taken seriously in this market because when we travel, I mean, we don't take a backseat to nobody, man.
Because we're Detroit.
Yeah, man. So we can compete. I mean, in the designs that you'll see this evening, you'll know for sure that we're ready. We're a force to be reckoned with. There's so many talented people, designers. I mean, because in this show, it's all designers. This isn't a show for boutiques. This is a show for actual people that go cut and sew and they stitch and do all of these things themselves. So.
And I'm glad you said designers because I can't even sew a button on a shirt. And so I really know it's a craft. I know it takes time to develop. And it takes a lot of people to pull one piece of clothing together. Right. When you think of the textiles and the type of materials, it's really important. But what can people expect at the 8 o'clock show? And the only reason I asked you that because y'all need to be down here.
Yeah, be on your way.
But in the 3 p.m. show, I think I saw models swinging from chandeliers, doing all this other stuff, but give us a taste.
What we did on the 11th edition, it would be different from a person that came to a walk, or if it's your first time coming to walk, is we really focused on the designers. We went out and found a collective piece of designers that we know are the top of the line designers. So what you're gonna see is fashion. I mean, you're gonna see real fashion. You're gonna see really talented designers. I mean, from Stevie Boy, who just did Madonna, to Vinu, who just did Shanghai Fashion Week. She's from Shanghai, so we brought all of those. But then we have the Dana Keatons and Tyrone Hunters from Detroit. So we were able to bring people from all over the country or the world and bring them here and showcase not only those designers, but put our designers right here from Detroit on the same stage as those designers. So the clothes, it's all about the fashion is what the 11th edition is about.
And there's a backstory behind the Walk Fashion Show. I think some people who just may be coming on board or just may see it on social media, or this may be their first time really participating. This didn't come overnight. This is heart, soul, tears, blood, sweat, all that. So can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, we're very passionate about Walk Fashion Show, and the reason because of it, Deshawn and I got together to do shows, but not because we said, hey, we should do fashion shows together. It was more so because I was modeling, he was producing, not producing, but he was promoting parties. And with me doing modeling and him doing promoting, I got pregnant, and we had birth to our newborn baby, and he said, well, do your own shows since you can't, model anymore. And so I started doing my own shows, and he started promoting them and doing the after parties, and they got bigger and bigger and bigger. And in 2009, we branded Walk, and we just stuck with Walk. He dropped the after party, and we just became partners and just doing Walk.
And it was one thing that I read, and maybe Deshawn may be able to speak to this a little bit more, but that it was a point where you guys kind of hit a wall, a brick wall.
Oh, yeah, definitely. That was right before we became Walk. We were doing shows back to back, and every time we would do a show, we would change the name. So we had to keep rebranding ourselves. And we went to Cobo Hall. We kind of jumped into a really big venue. We did the Charles H. Wright and said, oh, we got this thing down packed. So once we did that, it was a sold out show. He said, let's take it to Cobo. And I'm like, Cobo, are you sure? Are we ready for that? And he said, yeah, we ready. We got there, and we straight bombed. So that was the brick wall. We threw our towels in, and
that hurt.
It did. We took our daughter to the Fox to see Sesame Street Live, and it had some street signs or something, the light signs, the red, yellow, and green. And he said, that's it, Walk. I said, Walk? What are you talking about? Walk. We should name our show Walk. And so Walk was birthed at the Fox with our daughter, Bailey Franklin, and that's how we got here today.
And as you can see, it's pretty busy. I think I've been in the way all day, and I clearly think I'm in his way, but this is Robert. He's one of the stylists for the Walk Fashion Show, and we're having a brief conversation about fashion in its entirety and how sometimes it can be viewed as superficial. As a stylist, why is fashion even important?
I feel like fashion is very important. I feel like, that's the first thing I see when I look at somebody. I feel like that's the real extension of yourself. Like, it displays your personality. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna click with them. I love their sense of fashion. I love how, even if I don't like it, it's not something I'm gonna wear, but I love that, like, people are risky now with it, and, straight guys are getting all dressed up and stuff now. I love that. It just shows, like, what type of person you are. I love it.
And something else I think really exudes Robert's personality. He asked me if he could wear his shades during this interview. You want to go ahead and put your shades on? You want to go ahead. Let him know the real Robert. See, he wears his shades at night. So this is just a little bit of the action that's going on backstage. Hopefully I won't get hit in the head by a hanger or a steamer, because it's on my leg. It's kind of warm. And we'll give you some more live coverage, pre-show live coverage of the Walk Fashion Show. I'm Cameo King. This is Good Girl Radio. We're at the Garden Theater, and I'm here with Alexis. She's one of the models. As you can see, one of the beautiful models. And what is it? This is paper.
Yes.
And what's the actual designer's name?
His name is Matt.
I tried. We had a little conversation before that. Because you just got thrown in this, and this is kind of the life of a model. Go put this on, go do this. You're empty, you're a blank canvas. Yes. And so they just want you to walk right, they want you to look good, so oftentimes you don't know exactly what you're wearing. You're supposed to feel the piece. So tell me what you feel as you're wearing this.
I feel like a beautiful ballerina.
And this is your first walk show, right?
Yes, this is my first walk show.
So how do you feel? The anticipation is building. This is kind of like the pinnacle of the entire walk brand. How do you feel?
I feel amazing, actually. It's like a lot of adrenaline, but it makes me happy. So,
yeah. Can you do a little strut for us? Do you mind? Just a little bit. Go ahead. You could be anywhere else in the world, but you're here. Hashtag Jay-Z.
Well, I came to support some friends. One of my friends, this is his second time doing the show, and he said that it was great. And I was so mad that I missed last year's show, so I decided to make sure I came out this year to check it out.
Can you tell me maybe about the caliber of the shows? Because I know I've been to a couple fashion shows, and not just here in the city of Detroit or in Michigan, but just sometimes they just fall apart, and you're like, why am I here? So talk about the caliber of the show.
I would say it's pretty high, because I hear so many great things about Walk Fashion Show. Like, they do it here in New York, they do it in Miami and Atlanta. So just to be in Detroit, we're like growing as far as like the fashion industry. So I think it's like very professional, a show you don't want to miss, and you need to come out and see it, whether it's in the spring, fall, whenever they do it, you need to check out Walk Fashion Show.
This is the official ambassador for the Walk Fashion Show.
No, I'm not in it. I'm just coming to support friends. That's all.
I have the privilege of talking to Rosalind, and she's a longtime Detroiter. And Rosalind, I'm curious as to how you feel about the walk, especially with you being a longtime Detroiter.
I think it's wonderful. I love this energy. I love the excitement. I love the color. I love the people. It's like just a rainbow of people here. I think it's great.
Is there anything different specifically about this event that you've seen compared to other events over the years?
I think it's a younger, more diverse crowd this year. I really do, and I like it. I like what's going on here. I do.
And so it's raining tonight. It's not as warm as it could be. So why did you press your way out? I feel like I'm in church when I say that. Why did you press your way out?
I wanted to support this. I think the endeavor is very important. I think that what we do as a community is extremely important. And what's a little rain? It's like liquid sunshine.
And we're back. My name is Cameo King for Good Girl Radio. I'm here live at the 11th edition Walk Fashion Show. We're at the Garden Theater in Detroit. If you can take a look behind me, things are really about to get started. The runway is clean. The runway is ready to go. We've talked to models. We've talked to the producers, both of them, Crystal and Deshawn. We're excited about this. The city of Detroit is excited about this. This is more than a fashion show. It's really about an economic boost. It's really about what Detroit has to offer. And so I'm going to close out with you now because the show is about to get started any minute now. And if you're not down here, you should be down here right now. We've heard from people from all walks of life that this is where you need to be, and it is worth your time, and it is worth your investment. So signing off for Good Girl Radio, I'm Cameo King.
This is GoodGirlRadio.com.